Hello, this is Lisa Hazard and Misty Lure with the podcast. We're all psychic.
Psychic.
Psychic. Misty, do you think we're all psychic? Still. Oh,
Yes.
come on. Okay, good. You
I'm
didn't
not
leave the
gonna keep you
suspense.
guessing.
I do too, and we're getting into the meat because Misty has a great idea for us to talk about something today.
I
So
do.
I'm going to kind of sum up what she said right before we started because we started getting into it right away because it's a really cool topic. She's saying, well, how do you know what abilities to pursue? Basically, what skills, what gifts, what do you pursue when you have so many options and a lot more? She said. So that's what we want to talk about. How do you like her journey so far, where she's gotten to where she is, and trying to figure out what she wants to pursue, right?
Right.
And,
And I
and you
mean,
were
you've been through the same journey as well. I mean, anybody that's trying to figure it out is going through this.
Yeah,
And it's hard. It's not an easy thing that happens overnight for sure.
that's right. My best advice to anyone kind of stuck in that conundrum is to not limit yourself with what you have to focus on. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. It's really what you want to do and kind of what your natural skills are already using. Kind of work with that, you know. What do you want to tell the listeners where how this has evolved for you, Misty?
Well, I have tried many things. I think I'm trying to think the first thing that I actually started, and that was probably when I was a teenager, and that would have been the Ouija board.
Right.
And I think a lot of us, that probably was our first kind of, what can we find out on this? And then later on, I guess it progressed to like trying to, and I've said this before, like things popping in my head and then knowing things. I've always done that, and then I would try to pursue that a little bit more, and then it went from I would say astrology, because that's a big one, and I would
Yeah.
read a lot about astrology, and very, very interesting, but I wasn't like really, really good at it. And then from there, I guess I went to the tarot. No, wait, before the tarot, I did the oracle, and then the tarot, and then the crystals, and then the pendulum, and then I'm probably missing some more in between there. But some things I was really good at, and some things, like, I don't have a lot of patience, and so some things I was not very good at, because a lot of it does take patience. So, saying all that, lately, um I've been told this several times, but I've been told that I have healing energy and that I can use that. I've been told that probably more times than I can count. And I haven't really accepted it yet. And I definitely am going to start working on it more. But I look back and I think, on tarot cards, like, for example, Lisa was at the house the other day and I was giving her a reading, and it's like, well, you tell them, Lisa, you explain like how it happened.
Yeah, so she has, first of all, the most wonderful tarot deck ever made. The Wiener Dog Tarot. I don't what's the name of the Wiener
Yay.
Dog Tarot? It's the most
Um,
badass little deck and it's got the cutest. Oh, it's a freaking amazing deck. I can't remember the name.
it's okay. Well, I bought it. I found it on Etsy, and it's called the Lowrider Dash Hound Tarot.
That is it, you
And
guys. It's the cards are long ways instead of like vertical. They go horizontally, like wiener
they're
dogs do.
beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Yeah,
So
they're beautiful cards.
I don't know if that's what you were using in that particular reading. You did two different readings for me, and you used two different decks. But afterward, I said to you, I was like, well, did you ever consider that you might be more of a no tools reader? And that's what they call it in the industry, no tools. Because tarot cards, pendulums, crystals, all that are tools to access whatever we access when we access with the tools. So I said to you, I've kind of had that feeling about you anyway. Like, you don't need tarot cards, but they can help you get started, and a lot of people, that's how it works. Like for me, my reading styles developed a lot, different, changed. I usually will start with the cards, but if it's a really good connection, my guides will come in and say like blah blah blah, and they're a lot better talkers than I am. So that helps a lot. But Misty, that's what I was at. I was like, I just sense, So a lot of us, something you had said before the podcast too, is a lot of us are told by other people, you're really good at this. You've got a natural inclination for that. And so of course we have to consider it usually resonates, right, Misty, when people tell
Right.
you
Oh
you have the
yeah.
healing.
Yeah. And and we've talked about this too. Me and Lisa have that, like, you can go to 5 or 6 different psychics, and they do different things, and they can tell you all different things. But this has been very consistent. Like every psychic and every person that I have talked to about it has said the same thing. So that kind of, because I'm one of those people where I want to know it, and repetitive is something that would make me think, okay, well, maybe this really is the
Stands
route I
out.
need to go. Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't just believe in everything and anything.
Right. I feel like if I were to give you advice on this, try it all. That's what I try to do. Whatever's catching my interest at the time is what I pursue. So like at 15, I started with palmistry. Just that was, oh, that's cool. I loved it, and everyone who's
Yeah,
listening to the
yeah.
podcast knows
And
like
you're
the
good at
story.
it.
I
Yeah.
wasn't at first. I had to memorize it and had to kind of really work with it for years and years on and off. But then I'd lose interest and I'd get into something else and then something else and something else. Like astrology is one I've dipped in and out of, but I've never really gotten a grasp. But I'm working more on that this year.
I know, because it's a lot. It is a lot to learn.
Yeah. And geometry is not my strength with the angles.
Yeah. I know. It's not mine either.
Yeah, it's confusing. Circles and triangles and squares. So my.
And then you've got other people like astrologers that are like, they can look at it like it's an instinct for them.
Yeah.
Like, it catches them immediately, and they can comprehend it and they can understand it a lot better without even researching it. They're like drawn to it.
Right, exactly. And when I was 24, I think when I was seeing Sheila, the therapist that really changed my life, she was a Reiki not master. I think she took Reiki 1 and 2 and maybe 3, but she could perform Reiki, and I'd never heard of Reiki. She told me about it and she said, Lisa, you'd be really good at that. Why don't you look into it? And I was like, oh, what's this energy healing? What? It's like, I can't, know, right? I'm so sick. I'm seeing you. Why would I do that?
I know.
I was like, I don't think I can heal anybody. But now I'm actually starting Reiki 1 and 2 in January with the woman who usually I get Reiki from in Florence. And I'm really excited about it. I just can't wait. I've never felt like I could heal people, but now I'm going to try physically.
It's a class?
Yeah. You want to do it with me? I can ask her.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a date. It's a date.
See? I'm already growing.
Too.
That would be so much fun.
I'll ask her.
I mean, you can find those any and everywhere online. This
is like the traditional, you take classes through, she's going to do the classes through Zoom and then do our attunements whenever we can. And then the weekend of the 8th and 9th, I think we go to Florence, and I don't know what happens. I guess we find out, but I'm really excited. So
we might heal each other.
Well, this woman, holy crap. Let's do it.
That's my intuition.
I like that intuition. Let's heal each other and ourselves at the same time. It's just this big healing.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about that, but that's just where my interests go and lead me. I don't know if I'll be like really good at it or if it's something I'll really use a lot, but I can't wait. I want to learn this information. I want to learn this energy and how to channel it and the symbols and everything. I'm just like, woo. So I really
That's because
do.
it interests you.
Yeah, but when I was 24, I couldn't heal anybody. I don't think I
You
could
weren't
have.
there yet.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
have anything to heal anybody with, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm better at just like talking things out with people and giving them options, as far as readings go, because I really believe we can change things. So part of a lot of what this search is with our energy abilities or our psychic gifts or magic or anything like that, I feel like it's like, what's the purpose of all of this? Why am I doing this? Why am I here? What can I do? I want to help people. I want to learn. There's a lot of, you find out a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff when you play with the divination tools and do a lot of readings and look into this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So it is a spiritual aspect to energy work for sure that I've always been on the fence about. But it feels like skilled work to me more than in spiritual, but it really works your spirit. You know what I mean? It gets your
Yeah.
spirit like, whoo, I'm excited about this. And then the
You're
human,
finding out who you are.
yeah, and it's like I kind of like myself, I'm not so bad.
Yeah.
I am alone a
Yeah.
lot, and we don't get annoyed with each other, so
Right. It's getting down to like the basis of who, you know, you really are and where you come from, and to be at peace with that. I think
yes,
that's what we're all looking for.
yes, that's exactly what I feel like. Well, somebody isn't.
See, I mean,
Somebody
the dogs
isn't.
agree.
The dog shouldn't.
They're looking for the neighbor's dogs is what they're looking
Oh
for.
my goodness, pup.
Okay, they're gone. All right.
They're still telling it. They're like,
I
yeah.
know. They got big mouths.
Like my
Anyway,
energy skill is to bark my ass off.
when I hear a noise or another dog bark, it's
I will let
on.
you know because you don't hear
Yes,
so well. You have headphones
yes,
on.
yes, yes, yes. But you know what? Too, speaking of dogs, I don't know if I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast or not, but even trying to heal
Animals.
dogs using energy work.
Now, yeah,
And
April was able to give Ouija and my cat's Reiki and her animals Reiki. So, and they love it, but they have
yeah,
different chakra system. It's really
yeah,
interesting. Yeah, it's really cool.
yeah,
I've read about it.
I've tried it on my little one, my little wiener.
Mm.
And I had to get her in like a really calm place, she was relaxed. And then I didn't put the normal stones where you put them. I just kind of put the stones I wanted to put on
Your
her.
intuition, yeah.
Right. And I mean, she could have probably laid there forever if I would have had the stones and I was just rubbing her and she was like in heaven.
I
And
bet.
so, dogs have the same thing,
Yes.
but they don't have that human instinct of that can't happen or that's not
Yeah.
true.
It's not
You
like this
know,
rock isn't really making me feel better. I'm psyching
no,
myself. A dog doesn't. I don't know if a dog think. I don't think a dog thinks that though. They're like,
no,
yeah, give me that
just like, I
lepidolite.
feel good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? That comes complete full circle. What makes you feel good?
Yes.
What what does? And I have found the more that you definitely got me into crystals, and now I am like an addict. I've got them everywhere, and I will say that every time I pick one up, it like it gets so warm and it feels natural, and it like it helps me in whatever situation that I'm in, whether I need to calm down or I'm hurting, and I put it in the spot where I'm hurting. Like the crystals feel so natural to me. And that
That's great.
took a long time to get to that point, to find that point. I do know that as a fact.
That's interesting because when I go back when I was a kid, probably the first thing it wasn't palmistry, it was crystals because I used to collect them when I was real little. I still have my first one, the rose quartz,
Oh,
Misty, the rose quartz. I used to keep it in my bra a
yes.
lot,
Yeah.
in the little bag, and that was I had a bag of just like a velvet crown royal bag full of all these stones that I'd collected all my life. They were tumbles about, maybe anywhere from half an inch to an inch big. And some of them even
Yeah.
small. I love small stuff. And
Yeah.
I was at a friend's house in Phoenix, and I brought them over because they were my neighbors. I went over to my apartment and brought my rocks over to my neighbor's apartment, because there was a yoga teacher there, and he wanted to see my crystals. And I showed them to him, and I had a malachite egg, and that's probably in that little collection was the most expensive thing I had in these rocks. The only thing that was a shape. And I said to him, I liked him. We were getting along, having some beers. I was like, well, you can have one. Why don't you pick one? He picked that malachite egg. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird.
No.
And then I never saw those rocks again. Yeah.
Karma's a bitch,
He
though.
took them. He took them. I got a lot of rocks now. I do miss them, but he didn't get that rose quartz because I had that one in a special spot.
Oh, good. That would
Yoga
have
teacher.
really been bad. Like
Yeah.
a yoga teacher that steals from his clients.
No,
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't
a
his
good one.
client. It was, I guess, I don't
Or
know. Maybe he didn't
whatever,
steal them,
friend
but
or whatever.
yeah, they just disappeared that night, and he really liked them. He wouldn't take his eyes off them.
Wow.
It was
That's
before
because
the
they had
internet.
all
I
your
collected.
energy. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's it because they were valuable then because we didn't have an internet. This was like no eBay or anything where you could buy crystals from
Right.
China.
You had
I
to
mean, there
find
was, but
them. Yeah.
yeah. You had to go. I would traveled all over, and that's usually what I got when I went somewhere.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Stumble. Yes, it really was. But that rose quartz is still
Uh,
here, so that's a good thing. But yeah, there's something about the energy of them, and I'm glad you resonate with those crystals as much as I was hoping you would. Because I love 'em. You got some Christmas
yes.
presents coming.
Yes. So do you. I bet we get each other the same dang thing.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't either. But to get back to the point of all this, I would definitely say, try everything, but really concentrate on what feels natural and good to you,
And what you're
whatever it
interested
may
in,
be,
even
in
if
your
it's hard.
intuition. Yeah,
Yeah, even if it's hard and you think it might take a while, try it. If you have an interest,
yeah,
look into it. Like me with astrology, it's on and off, on and off. I can't read for
me
anybody like
too.
for real in an astrology reading, but I'm
Right,
getting stuff out of it, learning it for me.
and it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but see, you're a lot like me, and like we tend to like do this for a little while, and then we'll switch to something else, and then
Yeah.
we get bored easily.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
I do very guilty of that myself. But that's not a bad thing, because we're learning different things and getting better at it, and then we switch and we learn something else.
Yeah,
So,
well, look at the
you
way they
know,
educated us growing up. For an hour, we studied English. For an hour, we studied math. For an hour, we studied
yeah,
science. For an hour, so it's kind of what you've grown up with,
you know what? That
Study
is
subjects for an
so
hour.
true.
Yeah,
I never ever thought about
I
that
didn't
like that,
either.
but
It just
yeah,
occurred to me.
that's very very true.
Yeah,
It's all how we were brought up and what was made into us.
yeah.
But,
So,
you could just start out something small, like go somewhere to where you can buy a crystal or find some crystals and just kind of pick one up and see what feels good to you and
it's
see if you're proud
interesting.
of it.
Yeah, everybody I've ever done this with a crystal or a rock off the ground, you can do this. I think I did this with you. You can just
Yeah.
hold it, and if you just kind of quiet yourself and you'll feel it vibrating in your hand. Everybody, listeners,
And it
you'll
gets
feel
very warm
it just vibrate.
fast.
It's like a very slight vibrating, very fast, like kind of
Yeah.
vibrating. It's just hard to explain. It's resonating. It's vibrating. That's what everything does anyway. But you can actually feel the
Right.
vibrating of the energy, and you can just
It
feel it
gets
in your
so much
palm.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you can like hold it in your right hand or left hand, one or the other, whatever you feel works for you. Like, and I could be holding a rose quartz and touch Misty, and if I can tune into that vibration in that rose quartz and touch her with my other hand, she can get the benefits from the rose quartz. That's one way. That's something you can do for fun.
See, and
It's
that's healing
healing.
somebody
Healing, yeah.
and not even really trying, and putting in a lot of effort into it. It's something very simple.
Well, one
And
thing
they
I
don't even have
know
to know.
One thing I know, Misty, is you're definitely healed a lot in my life since I've known you. You've healed so much. When I told you when I first talked to you on the phone, it's happened. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
because you do have healing energy, and you've taught me things about compassion and love that I didn't know, like that I didn't really
You
consider.
needed it.
Yeah, well, you
You
explained things
needed
to
it.
me a way, like how people should not do certain things and should be another way. Not should and shouldn't, but what's compassionate, what love is. What
What's
kind
good
of
for you? What
yeah.
is good for you
But
and
you did
not just
heal that.
everybody else?
But you did.
Well,
You still are.
and also, when we first had that conversation, I remember I said to you, I said, I'm here to protect you or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was. Do you remember me saying
Yeah,
that?
I do.
And you were like, and you know what she said, guys? She said, "Protect me from what?" And I was like, and
Yourself.
in my head, I was like, you'll see, and now you do see. I was here to like protect you from like bad people and how to accept good people and to know that your self-worth is so much more. And I wish everybody would do that. Everybody should share love and understanding and not be jealous and try to get all that ugly stuff out of them and fill it with good stuff.
Yeah, try, man.
Bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's
no
not
good
making you
energy.
happy. Yeah, it's making you
No.
miserable to be stuck there. How do you get out of it? You can. There's lots of
Your
ways.
mind.
Look for it.
Yeah.
Medicine, doctors, friends, family,
Meditate.
love, meditate, crystals. Yeah, crystals.
Yay.
Misty, and
Crystals.
anything last for the listeners that you'd like to throw out there for them if they're trying to figure it out for themselves or feeling
Well,
frustrated?
like I said, just try one thing at a time, and if it's not working for you right at the beginning, maybe just put it to the side for now
And
and
don't
try
be
something
hard on
else.
yourself. Yeah, don't be hard on
No,
yourself if you're not
no,
like,
because I
"Woo."
was.
You
I
were.
was very hard on myself as far as the tarot cards.
Yeah, you
And I'm
were.
starting to think, you know what? That's because that wasn't what I'm supposed to be doing. And anyway, that's the advice that I would give.
Yeah, it's great advice. I love it. So I guess other than that, I'd love to thank my sponsor, Everclear, everclear.com. It's an advice app where you can get your advice from psychics and empaths, and you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve on everclear.com. Lastly, I'd like to thank Misty and the listeners and Misty, my favorite people in the world right
Listeners,
now.
Lisa, Lisa.
Oh, this has been lovely. I like this podcast. I can't wait to mix it and put it out there. And
Yes.
thank you so much, everybody. It is November 27th at 2:33 p.m. in Decatur, Alabama, Hartselle, Alabama, 2021. Peace out.
Goodbye.
Bye.